Our first guest today is Mindy Hill, who is the Marketing Director of iCare Home Health and Hospice. Mindy, how are you?
Good, thank you. I'm happy to be here today.
I'm so glad to have you here to talk with us about what you're doing and about the recent awards that you've been given. That's so exciting.
It's an exciting time. Thank you.
Yes, it is. Okay, so tell me first of all, you guys, iCare Home Health and Hospice, recently received the award for the Daily Herald's Best of Utah County. Is that right?
We did. Yes, we're very excited that we have been presented with that award, and it's just a great time for our company, and we're a relatively new company, and so we're happy to have gotten that award.
That's so exciting. So now, how long have you guys been in business?
So we've been in business a little bit over 3 years. Cumulatively though, however, our administrative staff, we have about 40 years experience in working with seniors in general. So even though we're a new team coming together, we've all been in the business of working with seniors for quite a long time. So
that's great. So if we were to describe your business in a nutshell, what do you do exactly?
So we provide in-home medical services to people either in the home or in assisted livings, and hospice as well. And so we have a team of nurses, occupational therapists, physical therapists, certified nursing assistants, and other staff as well that come in the home and provide care mostly to seniors who are needing assistance. Sometimes we have younger patients that are recuperating from a post-knee or post-stroke, something like that. But most of our clientele are of the older generation.
Okay, that's great. And from what I understand, they are your favorite people of all time, and you prefer them to the younger population. And if I heard correctly, you were down doing a Tina Turner impression. Is that right?
Something like that recently.
Okay, so we had you doing Tina Turner at the Grammy Awards at Provo Rec Center.
The Orem Senior Center recently.
Senior Center. That is so funny. And I think we may have a picture somewhere in our files that we might have to find with a gold bodysuit.
There might have been a gold bodysuit involved.
That's so exciting.
That may or may not have been me in that gold bodysuit. So, yeah.
Well, it's just clear that you're such a loving caregiver, and I would dare say that you probably represent all of the staff at iCare with that kind of love and attention that you provide.
Well, thank you. I think we have a great team, and we really do care about the older population in our surrounding communities, Orem and Provo. We serve Utah County, Salt Lake County, and Juab County, but our focus is on the Orem-Provo area.
Okay, that's great. So can you tell me a little bit about, if somebody needs a home health center, first of all, how would you know if you need home care? What's the difference between home care and home health?
Sure.
And what are some ways that we can know if I have a loved one that needs it? How do I choose a good one?
Yeah, that's a great question. A lot of misconceptions are out there. I would find that there are a lot of people who don't even know that home care is a possibility for them. And so, general terms, people have to be homebound in order to qualify for our services, meaning they can't drive. They have a spouse that drives as long as they're getting out of the home on a minimal basis. But they're struggling particularly with walking, maybe some balance issues, maybe they've had infections or hospitalizations, or just are declining in general, then it's a really good time to seek at least an evaluation for home care. And most agencies are happy to come out into the home and just ask some questions and kind of observe and see if someone might be eligible for services.
So iCare would come out and do an interview with someone to see if they needed the services and were eligible?
Yes, we can do that over the phone. We like to do that actually coming into the home, and a lot of our families appreciate that time that we give to them too. So yes. And so our companies focus on different areas, and so I think it's important to find out what that company's niche is and see if it matches what your need set is as well.
Okay, what is iCare's niche?
We focus on vestibular rehab, which is basically kind of the inner ear and balance of seniors. A lot of falls happen because of poor balance or dizziness issues, and so we have a team of physical and occupational therapists, some of the very best therapists in the Valley that work for us that come in and help with those type of things. And then we also work with people with dementia. That's kind of my specialty, and we have a social worker who specializes. We have a couple of nurses who are very knowledgeable about medications with dementia patients, those kind of things as well. We're seeing an increased need for people in the Valley with those kind of diagnoses to have that kind of service.
That's interesting. I have a very close, beloved relative who has some dementia, and so we need to talk about that later, because that is such a difficult thing. I've watched these people in my family really go through a lot together, trying to first diagnose it, second of all understand it, and third of all treat it. It's very difficult.
It is a difficult one. And so also we focus on wound care. We have 3 nurses that are wound certified with wound vacs, and so people that maybe have had issues with wounds for reasons of diabetic issues or different things like that, and post-stroke and cardiac rehab as well. So those are kind of our focus areas. Although we, can take care of just about anything, that's kind of what we focus on.
Right. So now tell me the difference between home health and home care.
Sure. That again is something that's very unclear to people, and so home health typically focuses on the clinical needs of a patient. They assign nurses, physical therapists, occupational therapists, speech therapists, and certified nursing assistants to come into the home and treat medical conditions and diagnosis for a period of time. And so really focusing on that medical need, skilled need aspect of the patient, whereas home care is more of a companionship service. Both are very valuable, but they kind of pick up where the other leaves off, so to speak. And so for the home care, there's some great companies that provide help with companionship, shopping, light housekeeping, maybe driving. Really the benefit for them is as much to the person they're caring for as the caregiver, so the caregiver can get out of the home and have a break or go to do the activities that are important to them. So that's kind of the difference between the two, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. Yeah. Okay, so let's say that my grandma or grandpa needed some home health, and I wanted to maybe shop around and see who did what are some warning signs to watch out for, or some good things that I should look for when choosing a home health company?
I would say that the most important thing is to make sure that the agency that you are looking at is certified through the state health department. Okay. On the state's website you can go on and there's a ranking. Each organization is surveyed on a regular basis, and so what you'd want to look for is making sure that the agency that you're choosing hasn't had any care-related issues or write-ups in the past. So that's important. There are also other certifications through the Joint Commission and other accreditations that they can have. So making sure it's an accredited agency is an important part of the process. And then I think also asking them how often their staff are trained on a monthly, weekly basis, what the interface is, that they're regularly being trained to address the issues that they're facing in the home with the patients a lot of times. And then I think it's important to, whatever your specific need set is with your loved one, to ask if they are knowledgeable. So for instance, if it's dementia or Alzheimer's, do they seem to know about specific things that you've heard from your doctor? Is it the information kind of congruent with one another? I think that different companies cater to different types of diagnosis, and so getting that overall feeling that they really do have knowledge and expertise to help you in that particular area is important as well.
Okay, so yeah, those are very valuable suggestions. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.